After several weeks of being attacked by the federal government and large sections of the mainstream media, the ABC has proven its worth once again, by providing Australians with crucial bushfire information, where and when they needed it most. As Victoria faced the worst fire conditions since Black Saturday, the ABC provided listeners across its radio network with regular, reliable and potentially life-saving bushfire updates. The ABC's far-reaching network of radio and television stations along with its websites, makes ONT the perfect choice for the role of emergency broadcaster. The ABC radio network covers every city and region of Australia. The network is especially useful in emergency situations such as the recent Victorian fires. The value of being able to provide timely and truly local emergency information to the public in times of crisis should not be underestimated, and let's face it, it's a service that none of the commercial broadcasters could ever provide, nor would they ever probably want to. There is not enough profit to be made in providing this vital public service for commercial networks to ever consider such an act. This, along with too many other reasons to name now, is why the ABC must continue to play its important part in the Australian media landscape. Communications Minister, Malcolm Turnbull, recently announced an efficiency review into the operations of the ABC and SBS. What a prick! Efficiency review is coalition speak which translates to cuts and more cuts for the national broadcasters. I'm sure Mr Turnbull will be providing us with the same-old spin that we've come to expect from a freshly elected coalition government. It goes something like this: the last mob running the joint stuffed everything up and spent all the money. So now we have to make massive cuts to the budget and sack thousands of hard-working public servants and privatise their jobs. I'm sure you've heard it all before. They do it every time. Treasurer Hockey has already given the nation a hint of what I'm sure will eventually become known as lap band economics, warning us that Australians will have to start doing the heavy lifting for themselves. Mr Turnbull has a difficult decision. Will he make cuts to the ABC and SBS, beginning the process of ripping ONT apart piece by piece, and in turn angering the nation by destroying the much-loved and overwhelmingly trusted national broadcaster? Or does he upset the power brokers of the right, particularly those from the Billionaires Club that is also known as the Institute for Public Affairs or the IPA? The IPA like to call themselves a right-wing think tank, which is obviously an oxymoron. The IPA is secretly funded by some of Australia's wealthiest and most powerful people. Gina Rinehart and Rupert Murdoch are believed to be amongst the IPA's biggest donors. Just prior to the 2013 election, Prime Minister Abbott joined Andrew Bolt on stage at a private IPA event where he gave a speech to some of his richest backers, and in return the IPA gave Mr Abbott an ideological bucket list to fulfill. One of the standout items on the list was the IPA's desire to see the eventual destruction of the ABC and SBS. So, if you are wondering why Tony Abbott has backflipped on his election promise of no cuts to SBS and no cuts to the ABC, then the answer is simple: it's 'cause Rupert and the IPA said so. Put simply, all of Murdoch's editorial favours that were bestowed upon Mr Abbott to help him secure the top job will come at a high cost, and that cost may ultimately lead to the demise of our ABC. Reporting for Austal News, I'm RHONDA McDONALD, and I'm pissed off.